Yo, this is the Scarcity Studios YouTube channel. Please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. And our sponsors are Alpha Claims and Hire Birmingham, the leading and best accident management company. Get a replacement car anywhere in 1 hour. I really appreciate you joining me today, and this is a really important story and a topic that we need to discuss. This story comes from Enfield, but there's several stories I'm going to cover because that is how you build up a proper picture of what is going on. This story started to circulate online yesterday, and of course a lot of blogs will post things as soon as it happens without even checking what the story is. But we have to make sure that what is being said is accurate, because sadly there is a lot of fake news circulating on the internet nowadays. And you could put people's lives in danger if you just share something instantaneously, especially when that involves children. I was sent this by a lot of you guys, but a 10-year-old boy went missing in Enfield on Tuesday, May the 18th. The boy has been named and there is a picture circulating, but due to his age, I don't feel comfortable in actually sharing that. I don't think that is necessary, as later in life this could affect him in some way. The 10-year-old boy went missing on May the 18th and he's since been returned home and he was found by police. But he has told his family that he was forced into a van and sedated. The family then go on to say that he said that he woke up and saw other children sleeping in the door of a vehicle. There was another incident on Saturday, May the 15th in the Enfield area where a van with a woman inside approached children, but no children were taken. So this has caused a lot of worry and upset online, and a lot of people have taken to talk about this and highlight the facts of what has happened, which is good. But at the same time, you need to know and find out the facts in order to be able to protect the children the way that we should.
I'd love to, first and foremost, thanks to everybody that showed support for what we went on yesterday, and I'm sure even more to the point, I'm sure the family of the little boy is even more thankful for the support. As far as everything else, I've had information that's come to me with possibilities of where these people might be that police haven't investigated, which they kind of need the evidence to investigate. So we'll be kind of following up on these things and seeing if these are where we think they are. We won't be giving out the address over the internet, but if these are the case, number one, we'll forward all this to the correct authorities once we believe. But if more than anything, what's happening, the awareness, because how these rings work, too much, awareness is too much hassle, and they will keep it moving. So hopefully we can get them out of our area, and then hopefully other areas can start.
Let's make something very clear. Prevention is better than cure. Is that correct? Okay, so let me say one thing on this whole child kidnapping situation. I would like us as a community and the government to stand behind our community school patrol. I've announced it. I've been involved in meetings. I've supported it. I know the people organising it on both sides of the fence. I believe, this is just my opinion, if you would like to stand with me, please do. But I will tag the people who I've spoken to about this community school patrol before it was an epidemic with child kidnapping, when it was an epidemic with just knife crime, because we have to man our own streets. We have to look after our own community. We have to protect our own children. So let me make it loud and clear to all the community organisations, to everybody concerned about this situation. Let's support the community school patrol, please.
Through the research for this story, I was able to determine that this originated from a woman claiming that her cousin had been kidnapped. She said that he was taken in a van at 8 a.m. and was taken to a house where there was loads of other children around his age from 10 to 12. He said he was forced to take a pill and this made him feel drowsy. When the people that took him were not focused on him, she said that he made a run for it. And he came to a shop and that is where he seen the police and they stopped him. She goes on to say that he hasn't said that they've abused him, but said others were hurt in a weird way. Be mindful of young people in your family. Something terrible can happen, she said. I thank God that he's safe. So this is where I believe the initial post was circulated from, and then from there it went to social media sites, and eventually it has made its way to the police. The police statement on this says officers carried out inquiries to find a 10-year-old boy who was reported missing on Tuesday the 18th of May. The boy was located and returned home, and police were made aware of reports circulated that the boy may have been abducted. The investigation team are keeping an open mind, they said, and actively pursuing all lines of inquiry to determine exactly what happened. So automatically, I find this very dismissive. To say that they're keeping an open mind does not mean that they're actively investigating what has happened. Why hasn't this boy had a drug test? Why hasn't he been tested for a sleeping tablet? If a 10-year-old has made a claim like this, surely it shouldn't be very difficult to do. The officers also go on to say in the statement that they was made aware of another attempted abduction on the 15th of May in the Enfield Lock area involving a white van. They have traced the occupants of this van and they have spoken to a man and woman in connection with this incident. And what was dangerous about this is that without any context, like somebody didn't see this white van with the children. There wasn't a picture of this white van with the children like there was in the Mitcham case where Cadian was actually pictured with the young girl that he was trying to abduct. So that was hard evidence, and that is something that you can circulate on social media without having to confirm many more details. But this is literally a picture of somebody in a van. This could be anybody. There could be any context to this story. But the police say they found these people and they're actually talking to them. So there's been no arrests. So the police cannot believe that anything has actually happened. Detective Chief Superintendent Trina Fleming from Enfield and Haringey said she would like to reassure the residents of the allegations and they are taking them very serious. They understand the concerns of the family, friends and the local community of a potential abduction of a child. They are understanding there is great coverage online and a lot of concern on social media around the two incidents that have been reported, but they asked the local community to allow police time to find out any more details and to commit a full investigation. They then go on to say that child kidnappings and abductions are very rare and they must stress they have to establish the full facts around the case to determine whether any offences have taken place. And in response to the fact that the police are not doing much, a group of vigilantes, as they've been described in the paper, have taken to the streets to try to keep children safe after school. Their name is Forever Family, and one person that is associated, I'm not sure if he's a direct member, but Faron Alex Paul, I speak to him as well. I'm very familiar with what he's done. He's a good person and he helps a lot in the community by gathering knives and to hand weapons in to him. In cooperation with Forever Family and Respect, they have taken to do patrols in the local area for the children. And of course, a lot of people are grateful for this, but the police have said they hope that people can allow them to do their job and to not take vigilante groups to the street. So the papers say that Faron is wearing bulletproof vests in this picture. I'm not sure if these are bulletproof vests. I think they are just militarised outfits to symbolise the Forever Force. But they potentially may be stab wound. I'd be surprised if they was bulletproof. And I've asked him for an opinion on this as well. And during more research for this as well, I found out that very recently on the 7th of May, the same month, 4 children were meant to have been approached in separate incidents that were all reported to police in the London area. Police say that none of the children were harmed, but are warning of vigilance in the area. 2 of the incidents took place on April the 30th at 4 PM and 4:30 on Whitmore Road when an 11-year-old boy was approached by a man in a black van and asked if he wanted a lift. An 8-year-old boy was approached in Wooded area in Kelsey Park, and a further report was received on Thursday, May the 6th. After a pupil reported to staff at his school that he was followed by a man the previous day. Police say the lack of similarities in the cases means that they are not linking any of them. But I would then go on to say that of course the similarity would be children being approached by people and attempted abductions. So I don't understand how they're saying that this is not a coincidence or linked. On Friday, May the 7th, police received a third-party report of an attempted abduction of a little girl in the Glade shopping centre in Bromley. 2 males were appeared to have approached the child and grabbed the girl's hand when it was raised in the air before walking off. Police say there was nothing to suggest, again, that these were linked to any of the other incidents. They say that no children were harmed or abducted in any of these cases, but they are aware of the risk and the threat that people are saying is about. So that is definitely a weird situation to have 4 cases separately in a short space of time. Would definitely raise concerns with any parent as well. And the reason why this has gained such traction online and more popularity and awareness being raised is due to the horrendous case. We covered this story in November of last year, and we are actually the top on YouTube searches in relation to highlighting this, and the same on Twitter as well. Katie and Nelson tried to abduct a girl on her way to school in the Mitcham area. Thankfully, a woman who was passing by witnessed what he was doing in the alleyway, and she chased him off and rescued this young girl. This woman is an absolute hero for what she did that day, and he was convicted of raping and kidnapping the 13-year-old. Katie and Nelson, 27 years old, assaulted and attempted to kidnap, rape and made threats to kill to the child they heard in Kingston Crown Court. They reported at the time that the 13-year-old girl seen him creeping up behind her and put his hand over her mouth and dragged her into an alleyway. The Crown Prosecution Service said that he threatened to kill her and forced her to walk into an alleyway in Mitcham. He told her to take off her coat and school blazer before he sexually assaulted her and put his own jacket on the victim. Police were alerted when a woman called 999, saying that her daughter had seen a man grab a young woman. The woman and her family were able to intervene, and Katie and Nelson was arrested later that day. He appeared in court on the 26th of April and pled guilty to rape and kidnap. There was unconfirmed reports later on that he'd been attacked in prison and suffered life-changing injuries. But that was a massive story that definitely highlighted the dangers that are posed to children, even on the streets nowadays. With all the cameras, with all the community and society, some people are still able to grab children off the street and potentially hurt them. So I really appreciate you joining me for this story, and we'll definitely keep a good eye on this. And don't forget to follow us and send us any of these stories that you think need highlighting on subjects that the media will not cover. And currently at the moment in London, there are 26 children, and that's 26 families that don't know where they are. So for the end of this video, I'm going to play the faces and names of every single one of them. And if you are one of them children and you want to pass a message on, feel free to contact us on social media safely, securely, and you can trust us to only pass on the information that you want. Or if you have seen these children, please try to get in touch with their families. I really appreciate you joining me today. So I'll be back again very shortly with some more news. Please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. Peace.